Welcome back to another episode on The Living God by Lafcadio Hearn. In our previous video, we had seen how Hamaguchi Gohei, the main protagonist of this story, managed to save 400 residents of his mura, his village. And once the devastating tsunami went back, their lives were shattered because the village was completely destroyed. Hamaguchi Gohei not only saved their lives but also opened the doors of his own house for them to reside in it. Finally, when the better days arrived, people did not forget Hamaguchi Gohei. What did they do to honor the old man? Let's find out. They could not make him rich, they could not make Hamaguchi Gohei rich, nor would he have suffered them to do so, even had it been possible. So it was not possible for the humble villagers to make Hamaguchi Gohei rich. If you remember what we did in the previous videos, you will know that Hamaguchi Gohei had invested his entire capital in the stacks of rice which were ready to be sold in the market. But now he is left with nothing. The humble villagers could not make him rich, and they believe Hamaguchi Gohei would not have wanted riches even if they managed to offer it to him. Moreover, gifts could never have sufficed an expression of their reverential feeling towards him. Moreover, gifts could not have been enough to express their deep respect for the old man. For they believed that the ghost within him was divine. This is very important. They believed that the spirit that resided inside Hamaguchi Gohei, it was divine. So they declared him a god, and thereafter called him Hamaguchi Daimojin, thinking they could give no greater honor, and truly no greater honor in any country could be given to mortal man. So they declared him to be God, Daimojin, because they felt that his spirit was not ordinary, it was divine. And as a result, he was known as the living God. He was called Daimojin, Hamaguchi Daimojin. No one can bestow a greater honor than this. And when they rebuilt the village, they built a temple to the spirit of him and fixed above the front of it a tablet bearing his name in Chinese text of gold. And they did not forget his contribution. They did not stop at declaring this. When the village was rebuilt from the ravages of the devastating tsunami, they built a temple for Hamaguchi Gohei, where they worshipped his spirit, his soul. The temple contained a tablet in which Hamaguchi Gohei's name was written in Chinese, and the letters were inscripted in gold. And they worshipped him there with prayer and with offerings, and they worshipped him like a god with different prayers and offerings. How he felt about it, I cannot say. So the author was listening this story from a Japanese philosopher, and the philosopher says how Hamaguchi Gohei felt about it, one cannot predict, one cannot say. I know only that he continued to live in his old thatched home upon the hill, with his children and his children's children, just as humanly and simply as before. So no noticeable change was there in Hamaguchi Gohei's conduct. So his humility is also one of his heroic traits. He continued to live oblivious of the way he was worshipped in the village nearby, while his soul was being worshipped in the shrine below. While people worshipped his soul in the shrine below in the village, he continued to live his life in an ordinary manner with his family. 100 years and more he has been dead, but his temple, they tell me, still stands, and the people still pray to the ghost of the good old farmer to help them in time of fear or trouble. And this has happened hundreds of years ago, yet Hamaguchi Gohei's spirit is still worshipped in times of crisis. His contribution remained etched in the minds of the Japanese farmers. He was revered even after 100 years. Whenever a crisis arose, the farmers kept worshipping Hamaguchi Gohei's spirit. What happened next? What philosophies did emerge out of this exploration? We will discuss all of that in our next video. Please stay tuned. If you like my work, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such interesting stories and explanations. Thank you for watching.